There we go. What do you do? It's a Faber Report.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it means I get to talk for a little while. In case you are just joining us, of course, late Friday, a number of reports. We eventually got there as well. Fox and News Corp are considering getting back together, is the headline. Essentially, this was a result of a letter that was sent from the trust that controls the voting shares in both stocks. Of course, it's the Murdoch Family Trust, and the trust is run by one Rupert Murdoch. And a letter was received by both companies saying, hey, I'd like you to consider getting together as you're essentially a control shareholder, and please form special committees and do that. And that's it. That's kind of where we stand. Special committees are being formed because this deal, which would be an all-stock transaction, would require a majority of the minority shareholders to vote in favor. And so you have special committees that will negotiate with each other on both sides, News Corp and Fox. I'm told lawyers have been hired, but they're still out there looking for who's going to represent them on the banking side. And then they will move forward for a negotiation that probably will take, let's call it, I don't know, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Anybody's guess, but maybe we end up sometime in December with some sort of a potential transaction here. Why? Why now? Why are they doing it? Well, listen, I mean, when you talk to people close to the situation, they'll simply say to you, it's a result of the world we live in right now. Scale is of the essence. Remember, Fox is a very much pared down Fox. This is not the Fox that people may still remember with the studio and the cable networks. It's a sports and news company, right? With a broadcast network and a number of O&Os. Fox News Channel, which is by far the largest single generator of cash flow. Fox Sports. And that's what you got. And you put it together with News Corp, the idea being that there you've got Dow Jones, of course, owner of the Wall Street Journal, a number of other key properties, including, by the way, in digital in Australia and real estate that had some real successes. You put them together, you get more scale in the advertising business, you get more scale in terms of presenting news, and you potentially set yourself up better as well for the future of sports betting and the opportunities that may arise there. That at least is part of the argument. Another may be that, hey, you know, Rupert Murdoch, I think, 91 years old, in great health still, but he controls this trust. Upon his death, it goes down to the 4 oldest children. Nothing says they would all agree on doing anything. And so it might be a lot more difficult after he's gone to get anything done. So if he wanted something done, now's the time to do it, as you take a look at him with his now former wife again, I think, Jerry Hall, right? There's look at James. There's Rupert. Some really nice pictures. Oh, yeah, with former President Trump. And Lachlan, who would run the combined company, is my understanding. So it'll be an all-stock deal. Lachlan likely to run it. By the way, I'm also hearing that they might go with the News Corp name for the overall company once again. Kind of bring it back to what it was before Mr. Murdoch split it. Some, questions about it this morning, including a note from Credit Suisse, which downgrades Fox and says kind of the following. The merger would not resolve Fox's need for greater video streaming scale, and the pivot seems a tacit admission of challenges for Fox. Even if this merger does not ultimately come to fruition, the investment backdrop for Fox has been altered. Of course, it was 10 years ago that the company announced its intent to split up. They all used to be together. And by the way, you can make arguments as to the benefit of really having print and digital, or even though Journal's done a great job of moving to digital, Dow Jones has video and digital. Does that really work? Will it work? We'll see. I did sit down with Rupert Murdoch 10 years ago, though, when he announced his plan to split the companies. And this is what he had to say at that time.
I finally came to it. I'd considered, a lot of the pros and cons over the years. Bankers have been telling me, some colleagues, other colleagues have been saying no. People have been with the company all their lives. There's a lot of emotion involved. And then some time ago, say a couple of months, several weeks ago, I finally reached the conclusion that it was the right thing to do. And the more I go into it and the more I study it, the more enthusiastic I am about it.
All right, so that was me sitting down with Rupert 10 plus years ago, and he's behind this as well. Unclear whether there'll be another interview in my future. Don't remember the last time we sat down for an on-air interview. Don't know the exchange ratio at this point. You can see News is responding positively, Fox negatively. It's 2/3, 1/3 when you look at the market caps, respectively. But I guess this is all negotiations yet to come, Jim, between the special committees of the two respective companies.